How y'all doing? Thank y'all for watching the G Rich Show. I'm your host, the one and only Granville Richards, and today we got a special guest up in this motherfucker, man. He'd have been on tour with some of your greats. He did share a stage with Bill Bellamy. He's a proud Q dog.
My bad. My fault, bro. I seen you got a dog too. I don't want to wake up.
He's a proud Q dog, a great father. He just coming off the B Simone tour.
Yeah.
He's a part of the CCC, the Cougar Catching Club.
What we talking
Y'all
about?
give it up for the one and only Papa Jugo.
Yes, sir. It is I, Comedian Jugo, worldwide Comedian Jugo, your girlfriend and your baby mama's favorite laugh.
You better believe it, bro. I appreciate you for taking your time out your busy day to come through and do this interview, bro, because you be all over the place. I'm talking about you hit every state, every city,
For sure.
slanging them jokes, bro.
For sure. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been a beautiful experience. And honestly, bro, like I had already seen you. So in my head, I was gonna hit you up, and you ended up hitting me up. So it just worked out because I respect anybody who work hard, and then anybody that's working hard and putting people on, and you specifically choosing people to put on that are working hard.
Hell yeah.
It's a certain light to it. So we was gonna touch either way.
Bro, I appreciate that shit for sure. Now, my first question I ask every guest, tell them what city you from, what side of town you from, and what high school you graduated from.
All right, so I was born in Greensboro, you feel me? That's why.
Shout out Greensboro.
Yeah, 336, that's home, you know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at now. But I'm from Durham, Bull City.
Okay.
On the east side of Durham. I went to Neal Middle, Southern High School.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? You know the vibes if you know the vibes.
sure.
I definitely got true Bull City energy, so yeah.
Okay. So tell me how Jugo was as a kid growing up in Greensboro and growing up in Bull City a little bit.
I mean, like, to be real with you, bro, like I left Greensboro early, so I was like 4 or 5 when I left Greensboro. But being in Durham, growing up in Durham, it's like 3 ways to be. You either gonna be funny as hell, you gonna be athletic as hell, or you gonna be smart as hell.
For sure.
And then like either way, you gonna have to be able to fight.
You say you gonna have to throw them hands out there in Durham.
Yes, nigga.
Bro, I heard they got hella gangs out there, motherfucker.
And then it ain't even like the gangs are bad, but really the Spanish gangs in Durham when I was young was crazy. We 12, 13, it's 12 and 13-year-old Hispanics, MS-13s shooting grandmas and shit.
Bro, them MS-13s don't play, bro.
It was a whole situation in Durham for a while, and I had a black grandma that used to be at the store, so you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, bro, it was bad, but like in Durham, it's like anywhere else. Like it's just Durham is so there's nothing there, right? You know, like the first thing people say when they find out you from Durham, oh, you a Durhamite. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell? That's my first time hearing that shit.
Yeah, for real. They'll call you a Durhamite. It's like the idea of destruction because of termites. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
shit.
We was the Black Wall Street at one point. So to go from being the Black Wall Street to a gentrified situation of white folks just kind of making the ghetto even more ghetto and niggas not really being together. There's a lot of black business out there, but you wouldn't really know about it until you're in the mix.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And at that time when I was younger, it wasn't like that. It was all the shit was fucked up. It was fucked up.
Damn. They kind of doing the same thing here. Like Charlotte is. They didn't start coming from New York. All the hoods didn't turn into good neighborhoods and shit. Like a couple years ago, if you went farther down the plaza, North Charlotte, you couldn't walk around and walk your dog and jog and shit.
For sure.
Now these white folk that took over.
Yeah.
So, bro, did you grow up with your mom and your pops or your mom?
I just grew up with my mom. Like, it's crazy because like I stayed in good neighborhoods after I was like maybe like 10 or 12. I ain't really have to deal with we stayed in good apartments, but like it's like what we dealt with was like big ass water bugs and big ass spiders and bugs and ants, and you feel me? Like as a kid, you just thinking it's all right, it's bugs outside, but when you become an adult, you like damn. We was
going through.
You feel me? So about 12, we moved into a house like in a cul-de-sac and shit, and that's like when my mom really got in her situation. Like my mom, accountant, she a CPA now. She work for herself, so she do a bunch of shit.
Man, what's your mom's name?
Kimberly Mann.
Shout out Miss Kimberly Mann.
Yeah,
Shout out Miss Kimberly Mann.
Yeah, my mom actually my CPA, and she be getting me right on all this travel shit, helping me put my money up, helping me like expand money in certain situations. Like she was a person, like she just has helped me with a lot.
Man, you can't beat that, especially because you know your mom not gonna fuck you over for real.
It's crazy though. I had to join. We had to do that later though. Like my story, like all right, so I grew up with my mom. Mm-hmm. My mom, first time having sex, she had me.
Good night.
Auntie, you feel me? My daddy got 30 kids.
Shut the fuck up.
It's a birthday every 16 days.
Shut the fuck up.
Of the year. I swear.
Where'd you find that?
I'm dead ass. It's 52 weeks in a year, bro.
So you got 30, 29, well, 30.
30 siblings. One of them passed. Rest in peace, Shink. But
okay.
I found out about everybody at his funeral. I'm 25. I go out to St. Louis for the first time. My brother done died. He a big blood out there, so it's a huge funeral. It's like 2,000 people. Everybody all emotional and shit. They like, yeah, well, his brothers and sisters, please stand and come to the front. It's like 30 of us standing like battleship, nigga. It's like 4 right here, 5 right here, 6 right here. Then it's a whole nother side, 5 right here. See, and we all looking at each other like, damn, like you look just like me.
That's crazy as hell, bro.
It's so many, like, and we come from all different moms. For it's like 22 baby mamas or some shit like that. And it's like we all got the same features. Like we all got the same features. Like my son look like my daddy's son.
Damn.
Yeah, like that shit crazy.
Pop was stroking.
Oh God, like what the fuck was you doing, man? Oh yeah. I'm like, man. I'm like, man. My. Oh yeah. I'm one of them niggas. I'm a whole big nigga in the mix. But yeah, like it's crazy because my dad, like, he got 30 kids. And like you think about having 30 kids, like, bro, there is no way you can even do you can't do nothing with that. Whole time, I've never even made jokes about this shit yet. But his last name is Dickens. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
He was getting it in, bro.
His birthday is on St. Patrick's Day, bro.
March 17th. My grandma's birthday.
Bruh, that shit is like, it's a whole situation of things that I haven't even got in tune with. That's why I'm so crazy about being a dad and being in tune. Shout out to the good fathers.
Man, shout out.
I'm 7 days on, 7 days off. I pay child support, daycare. I'm goddamn in the mix, man. I only had sex with my baby mama one time.
Damn, you did the same shit your daddy did, bro.
Literally. I had sex. Well, him and my mom was together and fucking. Me and my baby mama was even worse than that. So, shout out to her being who she is and, holding my son down when I'm not around.
For sure.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the good dads, man. Don't keep it cordial. If you know you're not gonna be with that woman, don't have sex with her. Leave her alone, be there for your kid. Don't take maternal pictures butt naked and then think you're not gonna have to be a family. That's why you won't catch me in no. If we not together, I'm not doing no romance. It's not happening.
Bro, so he said we get straight to it and you gotta go.
No. And that ain't even like for sexual partners, because there's romance in that. But I'm talking about at the point of me having a kid with you, and I know I don't want to be with you, we not doing none of that.
I feel you, bro.
I want you to find somebody, because he know who his daddy is. We just need to know who his mama gonna be with, because it ain't his daddy.
For real. Now, you said something about being a great father. Like, when I look on your Instagram, bro, and I see you going from city to city to city, but then at the same... Like, you'll be in St. Louis one day, and then I look on your Instagram the next day, you'll have your son.
Yeah.
So, bro, I want to shout you out for that, man. We don't talk about the good fathers enough, man. You definitely out here with motion, getting stuff done, and being a father. So, it's possible to do both of them.
Yeah, that's why I got the 7 days on, 7 days off. It's like this week, my week right now, he with my babysitter. As soon as I leave here, I'm going to go pick him up, go to the crib. So, it's like last week I didn't have him, so I was in Atlanta for 4 days, went to St. Louis. Was in Kansas City, went from Kansas City to Syracuse. When I came from Syracuse, I went straight back to the daycare to get him. So I'll have him all week till I leave for Indianapolis on Sunday.
Bro, go from New York to get his baby.
Yeah.
Drop his baby off St. Louis, come back, get his baby.
Get my baby,
That's
bro.
what's up, bro. That's what's up. Because there's a lot of well, I wouldn't say... Like, I think like the new class of fathers, bro, they good fathers. I feel like the absence of fathers, that's a thing of the past, and they like to bring up like it's a lot of absent fathers, but I don't feel the younger guys, bro, like in the people in our age group, bro, great fathers. Everybody I know is great fathers.
You gotta be though, cause it's like a lot of times, man, it's so much foo-foo going on with kids nowadays, and then like for me, I don't mind having a gay son, right?
Oh shit.
But if I can control my son wanting to be like me and looking at me as an icon and wanting to be, you get what I'm saying? Like the idea that the son wants to be like the black father is lost.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm there for real. I want my son to implement everything that I've done and more, and I want to make it easy for him. Like if my son don't gotta work, my son want to be 6 and want to act or do whatever the fuck, I'ma already know how to put him in that situation.
Sure.
I'ma still have him balanced in school, make sure he get his prerequisites and make sure he understand what it is, make sure he has the opportunity to do it. But I mean, at the end of the day, when we look at how things are manifested in life and how wealth works and how shit, they just cut Instagram off the other day. Everybody running around like a fucking chicken with their head cut off.
Bro, I thought I posted some shit
God.
I wasn't supposed to post, and they done took my shit. I done called my girl. Before I could even get a word, I was like, baby. She's like, yeah, they messed up Instagram, because she know I was finna.
Man.
I was like, me and Chuck T couldn't have said nothing that crazy.
You know what I'm
but y'all to
saying?
take my damn Instagram for real.
So I think that's a lot of it. Like we just gotta do better, bro.
Yeah.
Folks gotta do better. Be a good dad. Don't. It's a lot of dads that won't even see the child because they not fucking the baby mama.
That's stupid. That's stupid because your child gonna suffer at the end of the day, bro. Because a father's influence is. I think a father's influence is just important or more important than a mother's influence, because the mother gonna give nurturing and all that stuff, but the father gonna set discipline and rules and all that good stuff and tell you what to do and what not to do.
Even at the daycare, when I go get my son and he get the snatching and crying and I grab him and be like, hey, we don't do that. They be in there looking at me like, okay, Dad. I'm like, yeah, because my son know what the fuck going on.
Hell yeah.
I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Now, when you growing up as a kid, were you the class clown, bruh?
Bro, I was the class clown, but like, bro, I was fucking student body president and shit like that too.
Oh,
so it's
shit.
like I graduated with like 4.3. I had I went to University of Miami on full academic scholarship for architecture.
Boy, you a smart one.
Yeah, I went to school for full academic scholarship for architecture at University of Miami, full ride, 5 years, and it was like
Graduated?
No. I left school. My granddad had prostate cancer, and I was in a transition of feeling like I didn't want to do school no more. I had cross Q. I had got into my personality. I was throwing parties. I was watching money translate, and I was doing 18 hours of fucking and architecture you do at UM. It's a cathedral master's program, so you coming in as a freshman doing 18 credit hours every semester until you're done with the 5 years. So. Nigga, I got 2 6-credit classes back to back that are from 9 to 12, 12 to 3, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, my first 3 years. So just sitting that long, being from where I'm from, and then like having to be in class, like I'm the only black in the program. It's 90 people get picked a year. It's 18,000 applicants a year. I'm the only black in the program for the first 3 years that I'm there. And there had been a black before that, but he graduated as I came in, and that's usually how they do it. And I want no white boy black, so it's kind of like
I'm black.
Yeah, like you can't say nigga, you can't do a whole bunch of shit. I'm gonna be arguing. I'm gonna play loud ass music in my studio. Like it's, you feel me? So
yeah.
I had like a real hard time adjusting to that shit, and I feel like it made me lose the love for school. Granted, me going to college put me in a place that the resource and the accountability I had to have to get certain things done, it taught me how to move in life. So like in architecture, you're looking at life like a blank canvas. So everything I look at now when I'm going into shit, it's a blank canvas. Oh, okay, it starts with lines. Okay, it starts with rules. It starts with a concept of what I need. It goes from being flat to actually looking 3D, and these things are all on a scale. So if I'm drawing these to scale, that means I have to pay attention to the actual real reality of things. So it's like being in tune with the manifestation of it and actually understanding the real fucking steps it's gonna take. Like you could say, nigga, I'm gonna play in the NBA. But if you ain't a nigga that took them steps, you gotta be a nigga to be the nigga that shot the half court shot at the NBA.
Hell yeah.
Which is still the same prospectively. you shot a ball on an NBA court as a grown person. Maybe not in the league.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's about like transferring your wins and figuring out how to compartmentalize what's for you and what's not. Because a lot of people be in fucking la la land, but in architecture, nigga, it's certain things that you can build, but if the engineer can't make it work, or you can't actually make it work with the actual guidelines, that it don't matter how good it was.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Now I also seen, bro, like you was an athlete, bro. You a hell of a baseball player, bro. How did? When was you playing? Was you the pitcher, bro?
Yeah, man, I was throwing like 90 in high school, man. That shit's stupid. I actually got kicked off the baseball team my senior year in Durham, bro. I was going through a lot my senior year. My senior year, and a lot of people who know me from Durham know this story, but my senior year, I ended up getting in a big ass fight at Jordan with one of my best friends, that I used to call my cousin. We don't talk no more. We ain't talk since high school. People ask me about it still to this day. Evan Collins, I'll drop the name. He cool, whatever. Love you. I hope you're doing well, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no beef. But at the time, you feel me? Like, we had been together since before middle school. You get what I'm saying? Every day.
Homeboy.
Like, yeah, this is what niggas would call butt buddies back in the day, and it'll piss you off. You feel me? Because, nigga, I'm talking about when I leave school, nigga, you at my house or I'm at your house every day.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying, nigga? This the nigga that I got Facebook songs with and shit. Like, from when
old
niggas
school.
You feel me? From when niggas was singing the bitches on fuck, like, bro, really recording ourselves at 12, like, in 13, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
Bro, we had a whole situation, but, like my senior year, I ended up getting a big-ass brawl because he was dealing with some dude girl at the time, and I ain't know about it. We ended up going to Jordan. There was a whole bunch of people coming up to us like, oh, y'all should leave, because it's like a rival school. I wasn't playing football. At the time, we were playing basketball. We had a lot going. So, niggas knew us as the stars of basketball. We there, and we feeling the tension, not understanding what the fuck.
As soon as y'all walk in.
Yeah, it was a whole situation. Like, we had the football game for our school and their school, versus their school. Even our niggas at our school, like, yo, what the fuck going on? Like, and then most of the real niggas playing football. So, the people who telling us is, like, the people who can't help or can't, you know what I'm saying?
Like, bro, y'all need to go ahead.
Yeah, like, they like, at this time, I think, you feel it wasn't no group meets, but however people was talking about it, people was talking about it. We get to the end of the game, man. We end up getting jumped and shit out by my car. Niggas was waiting by my car. We end up not talking because he ended up not even really fighting back.
Hold up, so he just sat there and let you get...
I didn't even know that there was that much things going on until there was niggas at my car. And I remember him being like, bro, we don't got to go over there. I'm like, nigga, that's my car.
Like, if we don't go over there, they might do something to my fucking car, bro.
And at the time, I'm 16, 17, driving a Dodge Charger with stripes. It's still parked in my driveway right now. Niggas know me for that car. So it's like, they know that I'm here. They know who. They know what the fuck going on. And I'm not finna not go to my car.
If I run now, I'm gonna be running for goddamn
ever.
ever. Nah,
you feel me? And it's Durham. You feel me? I ain't no hood, nigga. But nigga, shit, I'm finna have to take this ass whooping, whatever the fuck. But I'm thinking I'm finna take it with you. I'm thinking you got the same type of idea I got. Like, nigga,
bro, did he run?
It's 6 of them. It's 5 or 6 of them. It's me and you. Cool. We athletic as fuck though. These are niggas that's smoking blacks and doing a whole bunch of shit.
I can at least get 2 of them, and you can at least get 2 of them, bro.
You feel me? And I'm big for my size in high school at this time. So you get what I'm saying? It's like, I'm looking at it like, all right, we get over there. They call him out. A person swing at him, hit him, and when they hit him, he hit the ground and look at me. And at that point, I'm already knowing, like, this about to be so bad. We get out there, we scuffling, we moving around. I end up hit with a pole after a while. So this sounds like a whole Soulja Boy story. Pow, pow. I hate this. Oh, damn. I hate that this sound like some Soulja Boy
bro. Hell
but
nah.
I had a concussion. I couldn't play basketball for like 2 weeks. I ended up missing my senior night of my senior year. That shit had me so mad that when I got back in the game, like after a couple of weeks, we played that school. And one of the niggas that we fought was on the court. So we was going at it all night. I ended up fighting that night, getting kicked off the basketball team my senior year.
Bro, I would have had to, yeah.
You feel me? So it was like I have been dealing with so much shit. But going back to that night, boom, I get hit with the pole. As I get hit, like everybody hear it and people backing up like, oh shit. And I'm like holding my head.
Bleed.
I'm holding my head looking. I'm seeing, and I don't see my mans nowhere.
Like, bro, you left me for dead, bro.
I'm walking back. I walk back. I'm sitting on a cop car. The cop not in it, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna just sit on this motherfucker because at this point,
This the safe,
yeah,
the safe place.
I don't know
yeah.
where my phone at. I don't know what the fuck going on. You feel me? Boom. This nigga come out the dark somewhere, like holding his face, like, oh, you good? Like, type
Bro,
shit.
you just got hit in the face. I just got hit with a fucking pole, bro, and jumped by 6 niggas, and you got hit one
man.
time and ran off.
I can't say he ran off, but I can't say that I saw him fighting with me over there at all. And I didn't fall one time. Like, you know how you getting jumped?
Yeah.
And if you don't fall, you can't get hit by everybody. Niggas just swinging and moving it. I got hit a couple times and shit, but it was like, I didn't get messed up till I got hit with something, and then I kind of fell over and I was getting stomped. And as I was looking, I'm just like not seeing nothing. And then finally, when niggas move back, I don't see shit. And then I'm like, all right, well, if I was getting stomped by everybody,
why you wasn't getting stomped with me, or at least got them?
Was he still on the ground? That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe he's still on the ground. I can't see him, so I go to sit on the little cop car and shit. And at the time, I'm 17, so nigga. One of the niggas that I ended up hitting at the time was a dude. I ain't even gonna drop his name, but crazy. His brother was a huge drug dealer in the area. I was working at Man Alive in Northgate. Mm-hmm. They had to give me police escort to work from school and to home to be able to still keep my job because there was like a hit out, it was a whole.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
that's a whole situation.
Niggas knew I was a suburban kid with no real hood ties, but I was around hood shit, and everybody knew. Like I stayed in this neighborhood. People knew where my mom worked. It was a whole weird ass situation for a while, and bro. I went into my senior year. After that shit, that was the beginning of the year, and I just never really spoke to him again. And it's crazy because my boy brought him up the other day. I still hang with one of my best friends, Zay. Shout out Zay, man. Zay, man. Hell yeah, that's my dog. He was like, man, I just seen Evan post one of our pictures, man. He had cropped your ass out the picture, man. I'm like, bro, you. But
what kind of shit is that, bro? I'm the one that got jumping. You cropped me out the motherfucking picture.
He like, man, you goddamn, you don't even gotta post a picture if you gonna crop a nigga out. Niggas ain't even think about you, bro. Like he had called me about that shit, and I was like, yeah, that shit crazy.
That's weird.
You know, we had that vibe, man. I was always the number 2 in his shadow when it came to shit, so. You know, being how I was gonna take my life, being how I was gonna always move, I feel like we was gonna end up having a situation like that happen. And the way I look at it now is like, it makes sense for it to almost have been like a competition between us. So you know what I'm saying?
When you outshine somebody that's been number 1 all the they do not like that shit. Like, bro,
because I was homecoming king my senior year too. Yeah, bro, and I was not the cool kid. I just had the grades. I made the community service shit make sense. I had everybody knowing who I was. Like I was all the bitches' brothers and shit. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? So it was like
the bitches.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like niggas, I let bitches ride with me to Bojangles during lunch and shit.
Especially
like,
with the charger with the
stripes. You know what I'm saying?
They
like, bro, we fuck with him, man. He jolly, he cool. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't no, this nigga don't do no drugs. Like at that time, I won't drinking, I won't smoking, I won't on none of that. I'm a nigga school book. Like bitch, I'll do your homework.
For real, I'm a smart nigga with the charger with the stripes.
Oh God. No cap, man.
Now shoot, bro. Do you remember your first time ever getting on stage and doing comedy?
Yeah, it was okay. So it was 2 first times. My initial.
Nah, it ain't. It's just like a piece of lint or something.
My initial first. Damn.
It's. Yeah, I don't want you looking crazy, bro. You good? You got it. You got it.
My initial first time on stage for comedy was like, I did it as a joke. Like at the time, it was just a building I was super familiar with. Like I was promoting the building at the time. Like I was doing parties and shit, and they just asked me to go up there, so I just went up there and was bullshit. And that wasn't really a time I did comedy per se. But I did actually do pretty bad that time. And it was a very internal, humbling moment where I was like, And I feel like that may have been why I go so hard now, because I remember how I felt. I felt like I could probably never do it. And I always felt like, yeah, I could do that. But I ain't really feel like, I didn't know how hard it was till I started doing it. And it was like, oh, shit. So my first initial one was when I had to make my transition. This was when I was first finding out about my kid. He had just came. I was going through my baby mama not trying to let me see him, a whole bunch of weird shit. So I was going to comedy shows for therapy.
Get that shit out.
Yeah, just being there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I don't feel like being at no clubs. I host clubs. I host a strip club. I do a bunch of shit. So I don't really want to do nothing like that. Then I started going to comedy shows. And a guy at the time came to one of my artist showcase because I used to do music. He came to an artist showcase and was like, oh, I got a comedy show at this same spot. Come back to it. Boom, 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 boom. I ended up going. None of his comics showed up.
You was the only one.
I was the only one that could possibly go up that would be able to help him. He ain't had no door person. He ain't had nobody controlling the food. So he really was up there for like an hour till he was like, hey, man, I got to take like a little intermission because I don't got no help. Hopefully, my boy Hugo will come up here and tell y'all a few things.
That's a lot of pressure.
Because he hosted an event and he just, when he passed me the mic, he was like, just go up there and host. And in my head, I'm like, all right. So I just started talking about my night and talking about shit I had going on. Like I had spilled something on my shirt and I didn't realize it. But the bartender always be real nice to me. And when she seen me, she just was like, are you okay? And I ain't know what the fuck that meant until like I looked at myself and I realized I had shit spilled all over me. And she like, nigga, are you good? Like,
oh no, bro.
So I'm thinking I'm flying that bitch. So that's
got something on your goddamn shirt.
So this the initial feeling. That's why I'm like, I don't even want to go on stage because I done had a whole bunch. I done had to go out and change and do it on. But I ended up talking about it and the night went well. I went up there for about 10 minutes. That show though ended up somebody put me on something that made me have a good night. That I got my first initial show in Georgia by Akia J. Akia J.
Okay, I know who that is. Shout out Akia J.
She was the person who really took me on the road the first time and was like, hey, you're funny. I don't care that you don't do comedy yet. Come try that shit because you got what it take. And I went out there. I went first on stage. We was in like Columbus, Georgia or some shit like that. And yeah, I was with Julio Hennessy for
my dog. Shout out my dog.
That's when I first met him. It was just a good ass experience, and that was when I was like, oh, okay, I can really do it. That's when I started. After that, I went back, started writing, hitting open mics. I was going to a mic Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Sunday if I could in whatever area. I was going to some bullshit on in Chapel Hill on Tuesdays. I was going to Monster Cave, which is a white room in Winston. I was doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I took a chance and was like, nah, fuck it. I'm going to go to Atlanta. Because I got took to Atlanta for a showcase. And my boy Jawan Cap took me down there. And I ended up...
Shout out Jawan, bro. You supposed to pull up on me too, man. God damn it. Yeah. Shout out Jawan Cap.
Jawan Cap put me at Uptown Comedy Corner. And I ended up going up. And when I felt that, it was like, all right. So I came into it like, I know I want to throw a show. I don't even want to have nobody put me on. So I ended up getting the numbers and making it make sense. My first show I threw out there was January 2023. And yeah, so I started comedy like the summer of 22, and I didn't really get on stage for real again until that like late October, November.
Bro, you took off like a rocket, bro.
Yeah, so like I did one mic, and then I went to Georgia in that summer in 22. And then I just sat down for a long ass time figuring out where everything was. Then October,
bro, let me help you out.
Then October. Oh yeah, that boy's sweating. Woo. But what the hell I said? 2022 summer, I was in Georgia, and then that October, like a few months later, I actually decided to do comedy because I had lost my hard drive for music. Well, it got stolen, but all my music shit got lost. Beats, a whole bunch of songs, EPs, videos, all my files, everything was gone with my laptop. So at that point, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going head first. Pour everything I know how to do into comedy." But I was like, "I'm not gonna be a comic. I'm gonna throw comedy shows, but I'm gonna be the host and be funny." This is my initial feeling. And I'm like, all right, cool. I end up meeting Steph Funny in like October or November.
Shout out Steph Funny.
I started going to her room every week. When I started going to her room every week, by the end of the year, I really was in the space of making that Atlanta move. So I really locked it in. I ended up getting Martin Luther King Day that Sunday at like a 4 p.m. slot. I ended up getting like 80 people to come. I had Tyler Chronicles and K Dub.
Oh yeah, I know who K Dub is.
Yeah.
Crazy ass K Dub.
Yeah, that's one of my comedy OGs right now. And at the time, like when I did that, like, and shout out to Steph Funny too, because I probably wouldn't have took myself serious without having her room show me like, oh, okay, it's black folks doing it in my area, and then it's black folks that I feel are funny, that I feel like I should create opportunities for. Because she used to be on all my Uptown shows.
For sure.
So every time I threw something out of town, Steph on it. And she was the person I was promoting, and I was just funny with her. You know what I'm saying?
She shell right there, boy.
Yeah, that motherfucker funny for real. But it's just a couple people in my pathway that had made me really, really, really appreciate the process of it, bro. Like, cause I don't know if I wouldn't have been around certain people and took game and took chances if I would be anywhere close to it. Cause for real, what put me on is when I started selling out the shows in Atlanta. I started doing the situation where I was packing shows. Like I did a Nav Green, we did like 200 people. Ooh. I did Moneybag Mafia, we did like 200 people. You know what I'm saying? So when you start, and I don't live down there, so they looking at it like, oh, he got a consistent thing he doing. Every show he done thrown down here done got bigger to the point where the club not making you pay the same type of fees, and you a household name, you getting guest spots when big people come in. And I went down there and I won a competition at Uptown, and I won a competition at Atlanta Comedy Theater. And Atlanta Comedy Theater, I was against like 35 comics.
Holy shit.
So I had the most people brought, and I got voted funniest. So it's like that put my name in the realm with motherfuckers like Alton Walker and Rodney Perry and different people that's down there moving around in the circuit and just got shit going. But it was dope, man. I don't know how I did it, bro.
Bro, that was God, bro.
Yeah.
Everything was step for step for step. Everything was like perfectly calculated, bro.
Yeah.
That was God, bro.
Yeah. Like I went from curating shows to being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna step out and do some competitions, and I'll realize like, oh, I'm funny. Then it's like, all right, you gotta really maneuver this thing to the point where you going to different states being funny. So I started doing that on my own. Then when B came to Greensboro, I opened up for her, and she was like, oh yeah, you funny as hell, you can pull up.
So I was gonna ask you that, like, how did that situation happen with the you being on the B Simone tour,
Tyler
bro?
Chronicles is her feature. Tyler Chronicles a Q dog. I done known him for forever. So it's kind of like, I pulled up on him, and he like,
go ahead, go on there.
Yeah, so I asked for a guest spot. She's like, yeah, give me 5 minutes. Went up there, and she was like, oh, you were hilarious. And she was sincere about it. And I was just like, hey, I'm trying to be at all of them. And, I didn't think she was being serious when she was like, yeah, pull up. Because that's how she said it, and I didn't really talk to her much about it. Ended up performing all weekend. And right before her next Alabama shit, I was in Cali, and she actually DM'd me like, hey, are you coming to Alabama? And I'm like,
oh, you was for real?
Hell yeah. So I'm like, shit, fuck it.
I'm gone.
I started buying tickets and doing all type of shit. And then that's when I'm like, all right, I got to use it as an investment. So, like, as a comic, I've been promoting myself and moving around and investing in myself as if I had a single and I was a artist that was moving around with a music single. Like, I knew that it was going to take me about 2 years, 20,000 to be able to go around the U.S. and get the amount of people that I need to see me to make it make sense.
So you had to invest into yourself. That's something that people don't understand. They think that, you could just
Yeah, that shit costs, bro. It's been times I had to pay for a $600 flight to get to B Simone show, and then I've only been paid for a couple of those, and I've been on like maybe 30 of them. So it's like, imagine you got top powerhouse comics that are traveling with her. You just want to be a part of the situation.
But it's working out. It's
Exactly.
working out in your favor though.
Exactly. But you can't worry about the money part of it. You got to look at it like as a platform. So once I started understanding that, that's when I'm like, she don't got merch, he don't got merch. I'm pulling up with merch now. So cool, I don't got to get paid. But if we're going to be in front of 1,000 people this weekend, I'm going to make $500.
Yeah, make it make sense, how you say.
I'm going to pay for what I paid to get out here.
For real.
And at that point, now my investment is just me feeding back into having my merch and having everything situated and having a way to get into it. So that was the initial thing when we first started. Then I was actually paid to be her feature when Tyler couldn't come a couple times. So
okay.
Shout out to B Simone, put me in play, getting me in these clubs.
Shout out B Simone.
Oh God, I wouldn't have been able to do it as big without her name stamping me for a while. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm on the Wildin' Out tour with Big. We ain't done Wildin' Yet tour with Big JJ and Moke Williams, which is a dope brotherhood, and it's like I fit well in between their comedy. Like JJ is a true host, Moke is a true headliner, and me being able to be their feature and have 20 minutes to really get in the groove and do my thing with some dudes that talk wild like me. It
fit perfect.
Man,
Perfect fit.
It's not. I'm not on eggshells and shit. Not saying I had to be on eggshells with B Simone, but it's kind of like
I can let loose.
Hell yeah, it's like talking to a chick that you would. It's like doing something with a chick you would date or with a chick you would have you hold to a certain standard versus doing some shit you would do with your homeboy. Like y'all don't give a fuck if y'all slept in the car or if y'all slept in the mansion. Y'all just needed some weed and some shit to talk about and some hoes.
Right.
Like it ain't like that all the time when you dealing with like a superstar. And because I'm not the exact situation, it's people that have known her 10, 12 years, 8 years, 5 years that not even in my situation with her that would make sense. And I feel like I paved a way for her to see that there is a spot for somebody to do what I was doing, but I don't think it's me per se. Okay. And I'm completely cool with that, and I'm in love with the fact that the shit transitioned how it transitioned, and I'm lit. You see what I'm on? I got merch in, man. You know what I'm saying? I am, we are. It's a concept that, you know, it ain't really about you. Be humble, and the cross is justified under God's opinion. That's what Jugo stand for. Jugo.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's a meaning behind that.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Like everybody has grace. You know what I'm saying? Anything you do is justified. So at the end of the day, as long as you have, you know what I'm saying, as long as you under the eyes of God and you understand what that is and you with him, no matter what your capabilities or no matter what your awareness, no matter if you're smart, no matter if you're like all of that, you still are a part of what makes this world great.
For sure.
People go so hard with trying to be like, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, oh, I'm this. I don't really care about that. Like, even with the B Simone shit, like, I'm doing the dirty work. I set up the playlist. I'm there before everybody. I'm texting. I'm making sure shit's straight. And when she up there and I hear tags, I'm sending her tags at the end of the night. Oh, you said this. Make sure you keep that. People really reacted to this. Not saying she even valued that, but it's like I'm creating value for myself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm creating a standard for myself with how I'm dealing with people who are creating value for me. And it's like, it's about us. It's not about me. You know what I'm saying? That's what all that's about. That's for you, by the way. That's yours.
Appreciate hey, I'm definitely gonna have that on. You gonna see me on the podcast with the shirt on and the hat. I guarantee it, bro, for sure. Now, let me ask you this: with you doing comedy, can you tell me your Mount Rushmore of comics? If you had to put 4 comics on a mountain, who would those 4 comics be, bro?
Are we talking about like my personal? Are you talking about like what would be right for the 4 in the world, like for just
my personal. Your personal. We don't give a fuck what they talk.
Man, my personal, we gotta go Bernie first.
Oh yes, sir. Shout out Bernie.
We gotta go Bernie first, just cause I remember watching him young, and I remember his whole show being about the little boy not being feminine. And it's like growing up without my dad and growing up with my grandpa and growing up in a household where it was like real military and real like cry emotions, nigga, what? It's like I identified with it, and looking at him as a comic where, you know, some of his main shit was super controversial about like how he just wasn't fucking with how feminine things were. And I feel like as an alpha male and as a man who wants more strong black men in the world,
for sure,
like he would be my first one because he just not with no foo-foo. 2, man, we'll have to go like Richard Pryor because he's like
the GOAT.
You know what I'm saying?
The GOAT.
He really the first one to get out there and be like, man, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Richard Pryor is goated, bro. I don't think he's probably my top, bro.
He would be my top if that was my era. I'm 29, so it's kind of like
true.
You feel me? Like by the time I got into Bernie, I could go backtrack and was like, oh, Richard Pryor, god damn.
Hell yeah, I think like, he set the like cussing up. Well, it's you got Red Fox. It's so many, bro.
But see, I didn't even ever see Red Fox other than fucking Sanford and Son.
True.
So I never understood that was what that was.
Bro, you got to go back and watch him.
That's
Bro,
what I'm saying.
you want to hear some funny shit. He on stage smoking cigarettes, talking cash cold, bro.
I believe you, bro. And it's like, it's amazing to see it. And I feel like I would have to do generational comics. So I will go Richard Pryor. We'll go Bernie for his class. For like the newer class, I gotta go either Deion Cole or D. Ray Davis, just off the strength that them niggas transition not only they jokes, but they weight, they image in comedy. Like they both came into comedy fat as hell, and then now they're like
doing Old Spice commercials and shit.
Super in shape, super like the man hunk type of. You know what I'm saying? They got comedy out the mud. Like them niggas started off talking shit to bitches. Still do. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you had to you can't. They didn't win being Rico Suave and shit. Like for a couple months of my comedy, nigga, I was up there like, yeah, bitch, I fuck hoes. And they're like, you don't look like a comedian. We want to fuck you too. So it's like this shit funny. But you know, after a certain point, like you really gotta be funny, bro. Like that, it takes that, and just their styles and just the way that they come at stuff, and yeah, that would be like my third. Okay, and then like even newer, we'll go to like my class. Not even my class, but like before my class, you look at. I gotta give it to fucking. I hate to say it, but he just is doing what I'm gonna do. Matt Rife. Like
Matt Rife. Shout him out.
I hate to do it. It ain't Black History Month no more. So you feel me? Like, God damn.
Killing them.
He is, you know what I'm saying? And he went like, when I looked him up, he been doing comedy since he was like 13, 15, or in that range.
That's a long ass time.
He got videos of him on stage as a young boy. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for him to be where he's at with it, for him to have taken the Wild 'N Out platform where he took it, look at what Chico and them niggas did. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
It's like, I just look at that and it's like, he knows he's the Hollywood white boy of comedy. He knows that he got the women going. He knows how to talk to a girl in a wheelchair and say some wild ass shit and make her feel included and pull her in. He's like a mixture of like Bill Burr with how Bill Burr don't give a fuck.
Boy,
and
he raw.
And then you got like I don't know who I'm trying to use another white comic for him. But he just got so much pizzazz to his comedy, you know what I'm saying? He's super witty, and I just I see myself in that light when it comes to the rock stardom of how it works. You get what I'm saying? Like he ain't how like Kevin Hart funny as fuck. But yeah. Kevin Hart didn't win off of getting up there and you're not gonna see Kevin Hart doing a bunch of crowd work, bro.
Bro, and that's one of the things one of my questions, bro. Like one of the things I noticed about you, your crowd work is fucking amazing, bro. I was watching one of your clips, bro, and you got there, the lady was like, what made you put on that blazer? She was like, oh, I just got off of work. She was like, ooh, that pussy tangy. I said, this dude crazy as hell, bro.
Man, it's like, I think that comes from sales, bro. Being a nigga that can sell something, you gotta be able to have that on you. And once you understand a joke and understand what's funny in that, like, oh, okay, if you got a blazer on, why would you wear that to a comedy show unless you dress like that? Then it's like you saying you just got out work, so that means you ain't went home.
Oh, and washed your ass.
You only had one shower today and you still out. And maybe you showered last night, so you still out. And at this point, I'm just gonna attack the part of it that we all know.
Bro, then I seen another clip of you on stage. You said it was a dude sitting there with his girl. You was like, the whole show you been looking at the back of her head, bro. You must not like that hairstyle. That part must not be right. Bro,
oh my God.
You crazy as hell, bro.
Nah, that shit really had them arguing during the whole show too. Like that shit was.
They started arguing?
Yeah. After that, I can't even post it, but it's like they had a whole moment where security had to tell them to calm down because they started talking back and forth and shit, and I just. Yeah. I had started talking about him driving her car, and she drive a Nissan.
No, bro.
And she really drove a Nissan. So
No.
it was like, it was a lot going on. Like, it was like,
And you come up with that shit.
yeah, it was just, I was just looking at her, and I was just, you know, I talked to enough people to have referenced it, but it's like, yeah, bro, I was on South Beach as a promoter, bro. Like, my mentor, Udru, shout out to Udru Cliff.
Shout him out.
You know what I'm saying? He's my profile, my mentor. He's my ace in the hole. He who I call when I'm in trouble or when I'm up or when I'm winning. He just who I call. But he had me out on South Beach giving out 10,000 flyers, bro. Like, we talking to that many people. Like, at a certain point, your conversation gonna be tight. You gonna be tighter than everybody, and it ain't gonna be much for you to get something. Somebody gave you something, and you like, oh, I done heard this 12 times. I'm finna take it right back where I done been had it. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, it works. But you know, I watch people who do crowd work too. Like, not saying I'm looking to be like them, but like, I enjoy that shit. Like Nate Jackson right now, he's going crazy, and he's also a Q too. He's going crazy with crowd work. Like, they calling him the crowd work king right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so you know, a whole hour and a half of his shows are about that, and that people pay like I think 3 times the ticket to sit in front for him to do that. Like, it's like it's a thing.
A big thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. I watched it on YouTube, a couple of his shows that he was just going for like an hour and 30 off the crowd. Like, funny as fuck though, building the concept.
I'm gonna have to check him out. Bro, swear to God, I've never heard of him, bro.
Nate Jackson, yeah, he's up and coming. He's big. He got his own comedy club and everything. I think it's out in Washington State, or I forgot where the fuck it's at. I don't know. But yeah, he's doing his thing. But he one of them people that didn't have the social media presence that everybody else got for people to know. But he's definitely coming. You'll see him in the next year or so. He's selling out arenas. So
oh damn,
the shit's getting crazy.
Now I know that, bro. I seen you, like, when I say you be on tour and you be going from city to city.
Yeah,
I seen you goddamn telling. You went to Detroit and you driving through a blizzard to tell these jokes, bro. Telling jokes in the from. And if you can make motherfuckers laugh in Detroit and Chicago, bro, you got something. Cause they say them crowds up there,
hard.
if you don't bring it, they are not laughing.
Oh God, hard. Them crowds hard, bro. I was in Chicago. I went to Chicago the day before to link with Leon Rogers and Donsky. Donsky's the promoter. Leon Rogers is dude on the radio. He doing a bunch of shit out there. He's the main comic. He's the host for the night. He funny as fuck. This nigga was so funny all night that I didn't care that I hadn't gone up yet. Like, I'm
you
at
gotta
the end
follow
of the,
that.
Yeah, I'm at the end of the night though, thinking like, damn, I ain't even went up yet. It's been comics that went up and did bad, and he done scorched their ass, and he been rocking in the. And I'm thinking, shit, I got a big ass show tomorrow. I don't even really gotta go up that motherfucker for real. Then I started thinking about like, nah, I'm gonna go up there. I ended up going up, and I had like maybe my first minute or two. It took me pulling that shit, and then once I started grooving. But it's like, I wasn't even in the confidence I needed to be in because I had never seen it like that. Like, Atlanta, they got funny people in Atlanta, but there's a lot of open micing going on in Atlanta, and there's a lot of people who don't treat the shows like shows sometimes. They may be getting paid a little bit of what they worth, and they might just be in the area, and they might not. But, nigga, he was
going in,
bro. He didn't have to do as much as he did, bro. He had me out my seat. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, it was just, man, Chicago was crazy, bro. And that was when I first really went on the road with the Wild 'N Out dudes. And that was my first time pulling up after asking, like, yeah, I'll get out there. They like, oh, all right, pull up. Pulled up, did the Chicago show. They like, oh, come to Detroit. Drive there, boom. I did both of them rock out. They like, shit, we fucking with you. You know, we about to drop some new dates. When we drop them, we gonna hit you. Boom. Just so happened they just dropped the dates the weekend that I'm out in Kansas City with B Simone. They like, yeah, Sunday you don't got no show with her. Come out here. I end up that Saturday not even being able to finish the night with her. Like, I did the first show, and then she told me like, oh yeah, this is such and such, and I'm just like, all right, bet, cool. And I started making phone calls, started calling niggas, ended up looking at that shit, called them, and they was like, yeah, nigga, you good. And I'm like, pfft.
That's a blessing, bro.
Easy work.
That's a blessing, bro.
Easy work.
Now, out of all these cities you done been to, bro, because you done been to Cali, Miami, Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, St. Louis, bro, which city is your favorite city out of all of those cities, bro?
To perform in?
To perform in.
Alabama, man.
What?
Hell
Swear to God,
yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, man.
Hell
Shout out
yeah,
Alabama.
man. Right now, I say Alabama, like fucking Stardome is amazing, man. It's like the only show I did, like a theater show, kind of, sort of, like where it's like big ass stage, people sitting down. It's like,
Oh, damn, like some opera shit.
yeah,
Damn.
it's like a super crazy look to it. Like, it's like, man, and it's a legendary stage. But I say that's one of them. Recently, man, I really like New York, bro. I did Sony Hall in New York. That shit was dope. And Syracuse was amazing. But I don't know, man. I don't really got no favorite place because I get the same reactions everywhere, bro. I ain't gonna cap that. Not even to be funny, but like
New York is the spot, bro.
I take my jokes there for that reason. And then like when I get there, like it's like in Cali, I ain't even done no set yet. Like all that shit been crowd work. Like I was at Baron Davis artist showcase spot that's all through his crib and shit, and I'm performing in front of NBA niggas. This ain't even a comedy show. I just took the mic. And they was like, "Oh, he a comic. Let him do like 20 minutes." I get up there, boom. I'm selling merch. It's a whole weed session. Like I be plugging myself. End up getting linked with some people at the Comedy Factory that linked me to what's the name? Craig Smith from Roast Me and shit.
Yeah.
Crazy Kansas City. I just met Brandon Lewis from Roast Me, the host.
Oh, yeah.
He was there the whole time. He ended up hosting once I left.
That's crazy.
So he gave me the stamp of the funny. He gave me his number. He told me to call him. So, you know what I'm saying? We working on some shit where he is like kind of protegeing me out to people that he fuck with and, you know, creating a little situation for me. Because he was just like, yeah, bro, like, you are a raw ass talent. He was like, to be honest, like a person like you already got your merch. You traveling by yourself. You getting here. He's like, bro, you gonna be a asset to any tour as long as you know every road.
Bro, you inspiring than a motherfucker. And one thing I can say about you, you ain't passing up no opportunity to tell no jokes. I seen you go to a fucking bowling alley. And you was like,
God.
oh, they got a fucking open mic. Bro, done pulled out the goddamn cardboard cutout and everything. Got to it.
Oh, God.
See, that's what I don't think a lot of comics understand, bro. Like, you got to go for it, man. And you goddamn... You shooting for the stars, bro. You definitely one of them ones, bro.
I believe in myself, though. People be doing shit and they don't believe in themselves.
So they be second guessing it.
Yeah, like, I genuinely know that I'm going to win. I genuinely know that it's for me.
For sure.
I genuinely know that I'm on the road to it. So, with that mindset, it ain't but so much that is going to happen outside of me doing what I got to do.
For
and
sure.
Even if I lose, it's like, shit, I lost, but I'm learning things. I'm understanding what that loss feel like. And I'm understanding what it's like to be a winner inside that loss and still have that dog where it's like, yeah, I lost, nigga, but I just had a whole situation where I ain't bomb in Atlanta, but there was a crowd that won't set up for comedy. It's backstage. There have been funny people all night. People was, I went up. I was funny. I chose to talk about something with a crowd member that like kind of went sour a little bit. I ended up catching it. Ended up getting more laughs, ended up getting off stage with like a joke that I felt like I probably could have made funnier, but I didn't even care about stretching it because they gave me the light. It was cool. Boom. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just here to work out shit. The host initially brings me up like, oh yeah, B Simone tour, blah, 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 blah. And one of the people I cracked jokes about was the co-host. So she got back up there. This motherfucker think he funny. Come up here with this mediocre ass shit. That's why his ass on the tour with her because blah, 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 blah. And he ain't gonna be on it for long. So it's like, this shit just happened this week. And her saying all that into the air and me, like I even had a moment where I was combating it like, what? Like, and I'm thinking like, damn, for her to even feel like that, I'm doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do. This woman been doing comedy 16 years and I've been doing comedy 16 months and I'm making people feel like I'm supposed to make a room that's not set up for comedy. And I'm not the headliner and I'm not from here. I'm supposed to be the funniest in the room because I'm on tour with somebody. That don't make sense. But in the midst of it, I was in the moment being emotional, being young and shit. And it's like looking back at it now that I'm not even on the tour a week later, it's like that shit won't for me anyway. And imagine I'm on the tour with a woman. And then imagine this is a woman talking to a man that is doing everything he can possibly to actually be one of them ones. And even if I wasn't funny that night, you don't get on stage and be like, "Oh, you are this, that," and do. Like, cool. I wasn't funny that night. I know that already. But for you to do that, that really take your stock here. You get what I'm saying?
Especially doing it 16 years. Like,
come on, man. We looking at it. We and it won't like I ain't get no laughs. I sold merch that night. I brung my sign out that night, but it's like people be uncomfortable with me bringing my big ass. Like, yeah, this nigga funny. Think he funny? He got a big ass sign. You need to work on your jokes. You working on your marketing, and it's like,
why you hating? You could do the same shit I'm doing.
Come on, man. You know where that shit go to. That
you
shit.
could do the same shit I'm fucking doing. Why the fuck is you hating?
Man, it be like that though. Like comedy, one of them shiesty act like, bro. It's so much bullshit. Even in Charlotte comedy, like that's why I ain't even want to get on your platform, cause it be like, man, niggas be being weird and shit. Like motherfuckers be Charlotte. North Carolina in general. Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte.
And we got some funny motherfuckers here. Let me ask you
They all
this.
fighting each other. They all fighting each other. Everybody. The old heads is fighting the young niggas. The young niggas fighting the young niggas. The old heads fighting the old heads. Ain't nobody putting nobody on. Everybody feel like they ain't got to do no dirty work. Everybody feel like they can post a flyer and people gonna pull up. Everybody putting people on shows, promising them money where it ain't no people there. And they like, well, I ain't make no money. Like, bro, ain't nobody trying to deal with that shit.
Now, with you going from to all these cities, bruh, and seeing how different comedy is in each and different city, bruh, what do you think the Charlotte comedy scene is missing, bruh?
The Charlotte comedy scene is missing a bridge between the industry comedy and the underground comedy. The underground comedy has no structure, so there's no money there. The industry comedy is white as fuck. So how do you create a bridge where them ones that can do it, like your Darren Brands, or at the time, what was his name? Uzi was doing something at the Comedy Zone at the time. Burpee,
Ryan Davis.
Well, he's a superstar, so I don't even look at him as somebody that he's really like on like Dave Chappelle level to me. Like when
Hilarious.
it comes to how he presents everything, he's a true whiz with comedy. And I met him younger in my before I was even a comic out in Cali, which is crazy. I met him with Black Ron at Chocolate Sundays. I was just there for my 24th birthday, and I was talking shit in the front, and them niggas ended up inviting me out and shit because I was from North Carolina. So
damn,
yeah, bro,
that's showing love. North Carolina showing North Carolina
love. But Charlotte, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it would need. It would need for all the forces to join, bro. Like, it's just so many people talking shit about people, and
too much of this and not enough of this.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's people that don't even rock with people no more. Like, that are like, bro. I give everybody their flowers. Like, you know, Kiki Comedy,
Kiara Benson.
Yeah.
She coming Monday.
Yeah, she we used to have we had a run in, you know what I'm saying? I had her on my tour with Moneybag Mafia. She didn't like how something happened during the tour. We ended up not being cool at all, to the point where we don't even work around each other. I just recently did a show where she was hosting it for Doc Love, where we kind of like
squashed it.
Not even squashed it. We didn't even talk about it. It was just like, I didn't show no beef, and I was in there being super cordial, and I think she just kind of let her hat down and was like, whatever. But, you know, I give her a lot of props because, you know, Kiara was one of the first ones that I met, and I met her at Reggie Massey room.
Okay.
And she came in there, and after the show, she was like, yo, you was funny as fuck. But this joke, you need to tag it up some, and you need to add this, and you need to add this. And I'm like, oh shit, what's tags, and what's this, and what's that? So she was the first person who sat with me. I mean, I'm talking about I don't know if this was I forgot what time period this was, but it was like, we sat in the car, bro, and we literally, she punched up so much shit for me, explaining shit, explaining how premise can be like the setup, and you can step on a joke, and how like she really like gave me the educational part of it that I needed. Like in that day, like of us sitting together, bro, she gave me that. And without that, I would not be here. Like I started structuring my jokes, writing them, and then it got to the point where my improv, like I can write a subject and have a premise and go work it out on stage and come back to it and make it a major joke. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Kiera, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Benson, man.
And I love her. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
I always have love for her. I always have a space for her in my success. I don't know if that's the same, but I'm anybody who ever helped me on the way, whether you fuck with me or not, know that I know you helped me.
For sure.
And I'm still a phone call away from making it make sense.
For sure. Now, on this show, I like to ask at least one random question, bro. And I know you are a proud Q dog. And recently, on social media, Drewski has been doing skits.
I fucking hate it.
I know y'all do not. My cousin the Q Dog, y'all do not play when it comes to somebody
fucking hate it.
imitating y'all shit or trying to make fun of Q Dog.
I had a response that I was gonna do as the old man. You know, I do an old man character.
Yeah. I seen it with the fat. I seen you with the
yeah.
We good God Almighty.
I be doing controversial shit with him, but I was gonna do a response video as an old head, bruh, and make it real funny, but it ended up raining the day I was gonna do it, so I just let it go. But it's kind of like, man, I look at that like how I look at niggas that do skits and wear wigs and shit and dresses and shit. It's kind of
like, bro, it was some Q dogs out there that was like, bro, you gonna have to go to the yard, bro. You gonna have to throw them. You gonna have to.
Yeah, in my younger years, I would have definitely been like that. I'd be like, that nigga can't go nowhere. All in all, this nigga has Q dogs that are probably super connected to him that okayed that shit. So sad to say that's the way the world is now, man. Social media, everybody's looking for that clickbait, and I feel like Drewski has done so much shit that is industry that that's a way to pull blacks in and to create that type of, just like he got the coulda been house and shit that like it's like he's not doing anything other than putting the catastrophe together and talking about it. Not saying he's not doing anything, because he's definitely a powerhouse and he's, you feel me? Hey, he doing more than me. And
but you can't be making fun of the Q. My cousin, the Q Dick, and I didn't hung around so cute.
Any Greeks though, man. When you look at the history of what we stand for,
especially y'all, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, and I say that. Yeah, we're definitely different. Like, we're harsh on each other. Like, shit, some bros can't even be around brothers. Like, cause you just not one of them ones. So it's like, yeah, like, I don't feel no way about it. You know what I'm saying? He just a nigga who did some shit that he did. He just did it. I don't know, man. The same way I look at people when they be like, oh, this man funny as hell, and I look at half his skits, he in dresses or bonnets or wigs. And I'll be like, I mean, I feel it.
But
I'm personally not going to.
You not putting on no.
No.
Nah, it's not happening.
Nah,
Nah, he's standing solid. It ain't happening.
I can't count, bro. It would have happened by now. You know what I'm saying? I done been in media for so long. I just never desired. That's not even a thing that I think of. I just recently, from a girl in Atlanta trying to shoot a skit with me, and it's funny because she's a comedian. I'm not gonna drop her name. She tried to get me to put on a see-through boxer suit, like where like it's panties, but it's like a boxer thing.
Pimp.
She wanted me to like be like, it was a BDSM type of skit, and I'm looking. She asking my sizes. I'm thinking about, what the fuck are you talking about? She started sending me shit. I'm like, girl, do you know who you talking to? I'm not one of those. Like, if you wanted to
gave you hell,
if you wanted to do BDSM with me, you would have been better off with me coming in there and you just hitting me with a belt, and we been like, oh, she like BDSM.
Yeah,
like, we gotta make this super manly. Not saying I ain't got no problem with it, but it's like, bro, if that's not what I identify with, or if that's not what I'm into, I'm not gonna go eat Wendy's if I want hibachi.
Right?
Why? Because it's right there. No,
he's not doing it. It's not going down. It's not going.
Niggas be weird, bro. I don't even smoke hookah, and I be looking at niggas making the hookah bottom. The bottom of the hookah be sounding like a jacuzzi, bro. That shit be the nigga pulling that bitch harder than bitches, bro. I be like,
bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I be hitting the hookah, bro. I can't even sit up.
It's okay, bro. I ain't mad at it, bro. Do your thing, bro. Just don't be the nigga that goes out and gets one by himself or with his friends. Let there be a female at that hookah.
For sure, for sure. Now, bro, how did you become a member of the Cougar Catching Club, bro?
The Cougar Catching Club is something I created.
You need to trademark that for
I'm-
somebody try to goddamn steal your shit.
I mean, technically, everything is trademarked under my business. I could just show when I created the brand and all that shit. Like I got a nonprofit for artist development too. Soyot Stand on Your Own Throne 501c, or 501c3. You know, some people don't understand the differentiation of the paperwork, but whatever. But yeah, like I'm in a place where anything that I do on my computer for my business is technically under it. Like I would have to do a lot of sending emails, get a lawyer and shit to do it. But like my shit's so embedded that the things that I'm starting come from so far that it wouldn't even make sense for nobody to try to take it.
For sure.
But yeah, definitely trademark your shit, and I am. But I got a whole website coming out within a month or so that all my shit will be up there, music, all my old stuff, I'm gonna have a whole private subscription where you can see like old pictures of me and old shit that I ain't never really posted, in videos of different like just transitions that I've been in my process.
For sure. So, bro, how did you get into doing skits? Because not only do you do comedy, you rap, Bro, how did you get into doing skits? Did it just pop up out of nowhere? Because every week you...
I saw people doing skits, and it was like, I'm cool with them, but I just want to do... like, to be honest, and to be real, nigga, we can date back to my boy Mark Harris. We don't even talk no more. Shout out Mark Harris.
Shout him out.
But you know, I love that guy. He was one of the dudes that I hung out with like early on when I first went to college. And when I would come back home, I'd be around him, and we would shoot skits all the time. And I didn't even know that's what we was doing until now that I think about it. But I have been doing them shits, man, for a while, and I was known for being funny. That's how I got Instagram followers before I went out to Miami. And like in high school, I was a funny dude. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Online and shit. But not too crazy, but like that's where it started. Now, when I got into comedy, I started doing comedic characters in my music videos. That's where Uncle Fitz came from.
Okay.
That was for a music video. Nobody showed up to the video that I needed, so I just did a character and had an old man talking shit to me.
Okay.
And it's something that people stuck with, and I just kept it. So, you know, I still haven't even figured out how I want to introduce him back to the world, because I've done stand-up.
You got to.
I've done stand-up as Uncle Fitz.
Damn.
Yeah, stand-up Cortez and Big Mac. Both tours that I've done for them, one was in Raleigh and one was in DC Improv. DC Comedy Law. I hosted, and then before I bring out the headliner, I switch into Uncle Fitz, and I go on stage for 3 minutes. And everybody be like, what the fuck?
Bro, how you get your beard gray and shit like that?
Hey, man, don't worry about the sauce, baby. Don't worry about
You know it'd be dope as hell
sauce.
if Uncle Fitz did a skit with, what's Christian Johnson dude now?
Oh, yeah.
That'll be funny as hell.
Christian Johnson just seen me for the first time in Kansas City. He was at the B Simone shit.
Yeah, because Cap was out there too, wasn't he?
Yeah, because they had a show the next day. But yeah, they gave me hella props and shit. They was like, yeah, bro, you found your comedy voice. I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, turn me up then.
Hell yeah. Now, we starting to get down to the last parts of the interview, and I got a couple more questions, and that's it, bro.
All right, for sure. I know I've been long-winded as hell.
Nah, bro. That's good, bro. You making my job easy as fuck. I appreciate that shit, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Can you tell me your best moment in comedy so far?
My best moment in comedy?
Best moment. The best moment you can remember, like...
I got two.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us, bro.
My top moment?
What is it?
Just because it's recent.
Whoa.
Me getting the news from B Simone's phone saying I went on the B Simone tour, and then me being able to drop 30 more dates the next day.
Boss shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Boss shit.
It was like, because I heard it in her voice and I seen it in the text, like she was genuine, you know what I'm saying? She was like, keep going, you're going to be straight, do your thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, in my head, I didn't even let that shit register. I just was like, I'm about to create an audible, and it was like, boom, it happened right then. And it's like the day I got taken off the tour, the next day I'm starting the tour, and I already had that set up before I even knew that I was getting taken off. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I took off, And then I went there, and it's like, nigga, they find like I get to play the Wildin' Out games and everything now. I'm in the mix because they trust me on stage. You get what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck. He told me, hey, bro, have fun.
Bet.
I'm gonna eat like that. I'm gonna eat. But all right, so that's just because that's really relevant and petty. I'm just being petty.
Oh shit.
Because nobody wants to be told that they're not on the tour.
Nah,
what the fuck? It's B Simone, man. I still wanted to. But anyway, goddamn, the number one moment, bro, was going into 2024, bro. B Simone hadn't dropped her dates yet. And, you know, concluding her last tour last year, I was the last feature for her. So, you know, that was the last show I had got paid for. And, you know, I did great. She told me I did great. She told me she would call me back for the next tour. But she hadn't talked to me. So, not even responded. So, it was like, I didn't know what I was going to be doing going into 2024 because I had kind of cut ties from a lot of shit. I wasn't accepting a lot of bookings just on the strength that I'm going to let the B Simone thing be my booking, and then whatever else comes with it is gonna be what makes sense. I'm not gonna force myself to try to get on mics. Oh, I gotta perform. I'm gonna spend all that I gotta perform energy getting to all B Simone shows because I got real people I'm gonna be in front of versus telling jokes to comics or telling jokes to 6 people. You know what I'm saying? So going into 2024, I remember it was January 6th or 7th, man. I'm damn near in a depression, nigga. My dog had ran away for like 3 days. I had a whole bunch of shit going on. I was in the house like, man, fuck. I'm in the bed. Nigga, I get a call. I don't answer. They call back. I don't answer. They FaceTime. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's somebody I know. If they I better know you FaceTime me.
FaceTime. I look. It's my homegirl that work at Richmond Funny Bone. She like, hey, I got Bill Bellamy's manager right here. I showed him your Instagram, and he saw a couple of your stuff. He said, can you make it here tonight? And she flipped the camera. Bill Bellamy sitting right there. His manager sitting right there. He like, hey, I'm Terrence Thomas. You know what I'm saying? If you can get out here, I know that shit like, they called me at 3:30. This first show at 7. Shit, 3.5 hours from me. Like, if you can get out here by 10 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? You can get on the 10 o'clock show. Nigga, I walked in the building at 6:50. I hit the first show. I walked in, when they was walking in, I walked in right behind them, and it fucked me up because it was like, Bill Bellamy looked at me and was like, oh, I know you. And I'm like, all right. And I just kind of walked in and walked behind everybody, but he only said that because he had just seen me on FaceTime, but he couldn't remember how he knew me. You feel me? He was like, and I'm just like, all right, fuck it. I'm got
we just got off the phone, bro.
Yeah, like, type shit. So, you know what I'm saying? But, like, in the moment when she called me and I got off the phone, I'm calling my mama like, Ma, like, for real, because crazy part is, that weekend I was supposed to be opening for Takara Comedy. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know who
she out in L.A. She a big time L.A. And I had got Just Niche to get me that spot.
Okay.
She was at Greensboro Comedy Zone. So I done fought to get the spot. I done went and met her the first night, then performed, took her out, had her at Elm Street Lounge and shit, did a whole bunch of shit. Then the next day, I got to tell her I'm not coming because I'm going to Richmond for Bill Bellamy. So it was like, I'm like talking to my mom, like, how you feel about it? She like, look, go with your gut. You know, Bill Bellamy is Bill Bellamy. And you know, they called you. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. They did. She did set it up where they called me. So, man, I went. Nigga, I performed that first show. His manager took my number. Was like, hey, when you go up the second time, I want you to flip your ending joke and make that first and just fight from there. And when you do that, I'm going to talk to you. Boom. Did that the second show. He came up to me. He said, hey, you take instruction well. You funny as hell. You young in it. He was like, we can't do nothing with you yet. But he was like, I'm going to take your number. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to figure out how I can give you game when I can give you game. And just know that we'll see each other because I know I'm going to see you. And I was just like, man. Damn. Then Bill Bellamy talked to me for like 30 minutes.
He gave you some game.
Oh, God. He like, man, you know, you remind me of me, man. You got them the way you got on stage. Bro, he got on stage talking about me. He was like, yeah, this nigga Jugo, he a new nigga with us and shit. This motherfucker got marketing everywhere. The motherfucker walked in my dressing room with his big ass sign. Nigga pulled a sign on stage. I walked in the bathroom. This nigga got his face on the tissue. I said, bro, I can't wipe my ass because the man's face is on the tissue. He got the whole crowd cracking up on me for like 10 minutes.
Shit.
Them niggas let me sell merch that day. I sold like 400 in merch that day, bro. It was a blessing. And that's what 2 days later, B Simone called.
That shit was like.
Woo! Then we back hitting the road, nigga. Oh God, I went to the Bay Area, Tommy T's, Pleasanton, California. Went out there, first stop B Simone. Slapped the whole weekend, 5 shows. I'm leaving the last show. They called me in the office. They like, April 18th, we want you to be a headliner here.
So you got to go back at the next month.
What? I'm talking about. I'm taking my boy Walker Boy Q out there with me.
And shout him out. Shout him
Yeah,
out.
and I got Indy Remy that I just did a show with in Raleigh. She's from out there, so I got her on it. And then, ironically, my boy Jay Anderson, which is probably who took my spot on the B Simone tour. Shout out to Jay Anderson. That motherfucker is on it too, cause he my brother, man. We in the same comedy class, and he actually known B Simone for like 6-7 years. So when he got added to the tour, and this was in Kentucky initially, I already knew that like she had put somebody with me that had my same
Kind of.
we ain't got the same type of comedy, but he's funny like me. We got the same type of funny when it comes to rocking the crowd. He's marketable. He clean cut.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They know each other. You know what I'm saying? He got a wife and shit, so his mindset is a little more settled than mine.
Okay.
Like, I'm a lit nigga for real.
Okay. You gonna say some shit. It's
Yeah.
certain stuff he not gonna say.
Yeah.
But you gonna fucking
I'm
say.
gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it, bro. I'm gonna go for it, bro. Just know
Hell
that.
yeah.
If the door crack, I'm kicking it. You
For
feel
sure.
me? Not everybody like that. So it's like, not saying he not gonna take opportunities, but his initial thing was acting. So
Okay.
now that he's in comedy, I just feel like because they be at the same table reads, they in Country Wayne skits together and shit, it just makes sense for her tour. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to make it seem like it wasn't gonna happen, but I already knew what the fuck was going on.
But-
That's why I got my affairs in order, and I was like, bitch, I would not be denied from the industry. I will be a part of
For real.
a tour
For
at
real.
all times.
Yes, sir. Now, my last question for you, bro, is if you could give any advice or any keys to success for anybody that's trying to get into stand-up and do comedy, what would you tell them, bro?
Take a deep breath.
Okay.
If you want to get into comedy seriously and be a high-level comic and be a person that maybe not even a superstar, but a high-level comic, like you can be funny anywhere, everywhere, and even if you're on a small scale of who knows about you, they're paying for you to tell the jokes.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I would say it's about knowing you. You gotta really know you to be a comic. And I'm talking about you gotta know you in your trauma. You gotta know you in your embarrassment. You gotta know you. Because the more you know you, the more you'll be able to identify with the people in front of you. And it's like comedy, one of them things that it ain't like music. You ain't got no beat to carry you. A lot of times people are coming to not laugh. A lot of times you're not going to be the person people came to see, so it's going to be harder for you. A lot of times if you're not the headliner, you're going to be battling people still walking in or eating or getting their order taken. So it's like I would tell comics to hit stages and write. Like a lot of comics come up thinking that, oh, I'm funny, I could just get up there and bullshit. Yeah, it's crowd work comics, but you're going to forever be a crowd work comic. No club going to book you. You're not going to get in there being able to do crowd work for 5 minutes when you're doing an opener spot at a Raleigh Improv, or they're going to look at you like, oh, yeah, never call him back. He didn't get up there and tell no jokes.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Some places like that, though. Like, you got bars and restaurants that'll love that, and you would kill them areas. But to really put yourself in a level, you got to be in front of all of it. I would tell people, record yourself. Like, when you first start, and no matter what you're saying on stage, record yourself. Go back and look at it. You know what I'm saying? Really troubleshoot your comedy. Listen to what people laughed at and what people were dead about. Look at your facial expressions. Like, there's so many ways to be a comic that you have to figure out your way to be a comic. And, you got to figure out how to mesh those things. Like, a lot of comics don't even hit enough stages to know if they're funny. They just in an area. Like, it's a lot of Atlanta comics that can't go nowhere else.
Oh, that sucks.
But they funny as fuck.
Damn.
But you got too much Atlanta on you. Like, it could be a New York nigga that's funny up there. Funny as fuck. But you go somewhere like North Carolina where you on stage. Yeah, son.
We ain't
people,
feeling it.
We don't even talk like that.
Nah.
So we like.
Who's this nigga?
be universal. You know what I'm saying? I tell comics be universal, and bro, just believe in yourself, bro. At the end of the day, get on stage, say what you gonna say, believe in yourself, and actually write, bro. If you're not writing, you never gonna make it. I don't give a fuck what you say. Write, nigga. Even if you don't go up there and say it, right? Just you writing is programming it in your head. Right. I don't give a fuck what you doing, right? Even if you're in the car and you can't do nothing but record yourself saying shit, that's still a form of writing, right? Like, prepare things, have things situated. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just life in general. Like, comedy is just hard, though. I tell people,
they think it's easy, bro. Like, you can just get on stage, and if you funny at work, that you can just get on stage and tell jokes, and you're gonna be. It's different.
Once you get funny, you get isolated, because it's people who were already funny before you were funny, and you being funny in an area where it's not a lot of industry shit going on, or it's not a lot of funny. It cuts into people's money, and it cuts into people's work ethic, and sometimes it makes people work harder, and they don't want to. That's why people start talking about gatekeepers and a bunch of other shit. And it's like, to avoid even getting into gatekeepers, you have to work in the system, around the system, and work your own system. It's 3 different things. You got to work in the system. I got to work around the system. And I have to work on a system that is just like that. That has nothing to do with this. That has its own world over here. So that when people step into my world, they're in an abundance, and you never even have to look at the structure because it's based off that. Oh shit, well, shit, I was this person's fan, but I can be a fan of them and get everything I want versus having to like 3 people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, not saying that's how that works, but right, bro. The 2 people that gave me the most game was fucking Comedian K-Dub, and he didn't initially take to me at first. You know what I'm saying? My first time booking him, I fucked up bringing him on stage just because I was nervous at the show. Like, it was a great show. Shit was going well. He was the headliner. I had just brung Tyler Chronicles off stage. I cracked a funny-ass joke, and then I said, I think I said Kelly K-Dub instead of Comedian Kelly K-Dub, or I mixed up how he wanted me to say it. That nigga got up there and roasted me for 20 minutes afterwards, didn't take no pictures with me, spoke to me and was like, yeah, like, don't ever, like, basically like on some nigga, I really do this, you don't type shit. And I never understood it until I started going to Trap Cafe, and I was working out my jokes, and he wouldn't put me on stage, and I'd be in there sitting all night, wouldn't go up, and then I started going last, and then, you know, one time it was like a dude in there hassling him, and he was like, you know what, matter of fact, Hugo, you gonna go next. Matter of fact, and everybody in here, y'all need to be more like Hugo, because Hugo ain't argue. I've been giving him shit since I met him, because I identify with this young man. He could be good, but he gotta work for it, and I'm not finna stamp nobody that ain't got the work ethic to do it, and I'm not finna give it to you. He was like, but this a nigga who is coming in here, he from out of town, he sit in here, he be quiet, he bring his jokes, he promote himself, and he don't give a fuck what nobody think. He gonna get up here. And it's like, after that moment, me and him been locked in ever since. Like,
that's dope as hell.
You know what I'm saying? Where he really, like, I can get on shows he got, I can hit him up. Like, I just was in some South Carolina shit, I had an off day. I'm like, yo, let me pull up. He like, yeah, come do 10. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, people just are, man, it's a blessing to be in those realms with people that's really doing it. Another one was D.L. Hughley. I don't even got no ties to him no more, but he was the one that told me, hey, man, you funny as fuck. Whenever you want to try a new joke, put it in side jokes that work. He was like, you got that granddad and that cougar thing going. He was like, I heard you try to go into the little church thing. You it's funny, but figure out how you could put it inside either the shit you saying about the cougars or the shit with your granddad. Like, let your granddad take you there, or maybe you met like, it was like he was telling me how to, instead of, like, because I was worried about transitioning jokes, and he was like, if you don't got a transition, keep the joke going and put your joke you're trying to say inside of it. So it's not necessarily a transition you need, but little key shit like that, like, turn your head up if you a geek about this shit. Like, to be a comic and be good, you gotta be a geek. Like, you gotta look at your footage, you gotta be posting shit, you gotta be in people's face, you gotta have a lunchbox. Like, it's like,
it's a lot, bro.
Yeah, like, it's like, bro, you gotta do a whole bunch of shit.
Damn.
But I gave y'all too much game. Y'all motherfuckers want to learn how to be a comic, bitch. Come to the school of Hugo, goddammit.
For sure. How did they do that, bro?
Goddamn, follow me on Instagram at POPPAJUGO Papa Hugo. That's POPPAJUGO Papa Hugo. On Facebook is Hugo Alexander. I'm about to have a website coming out, www.papahugo.com. You could follow me on Apple Music and Spotify, all that at Papa Hugo. All that shit, man. And like I said, bro, if you do want to be a comic, I do punch ups with people, and then I'm starting something called I ain't even gonna tell you what it's called because people
We'll steal your shit.
I'm starting some shit where I'm working with people who could transition into comedy very fast. So it's like people who know what to do, people who know how to move around, people who know how to promote themselves and have a brand and have a certain following already. You don't necessarily have to be a superstar comic going state to state, but you can organize a comedy realm where you are based around you and bring people to you, and that's how you end up, getting in the circuit. But I got game for you, bro. Hit me up, man. I'm humble, man. I ain't never denied nobody no information because that shit out here in the world. I'm all about bettering people and putting you in the next space and getting you to stand on your own throne, getting you to be the king of your situation or the queen of your situation. So, man, it's fucking. We are not I am, okay? You know what I'm saying? We gotta bring ourselves back to what we know.
For sure. Well, bro, that's the interview. I appreciate you coming through. Y'all, thank y'all for watching the G Rich Show. This the one and only Papa Hugo. Give it up for him.
Yes, sir.
We out of here.
We out of there. Mama, I love you.